going to invite a student that went up this season. Her name is Monifa Reese. Monifa, are you online?
Yes, Miss Monica, I'm here.
Awesome. So Monifa is going to share with you what it was like going with SWAT. She's going to tell you a little bit about the job that she went on. And she's also going to share with you recommendations that she might have for a first timer that is doing the program. So Monifa, you can go ahead,
Okay.
you can share your video. I know you had shared some pics, so I'm gonna go back to those pictures while you're talking so they can see your lovely face.
Let me see. Are you seeing my face?
I'm not seeing
Mm,
your video. Your video is open.
yes, it is. I'm not sure it's not showing.
Are you
Yes,
guys seeing? Oh,
I can
Shemo, you
actually
can
see
I'm
see.
able
her.
to see her face.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
All right,
Hello,
go ahead,
everyone.
Monifa.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Moni Faris. I'm a final year student at the UMO now. Um, I would like to say I'm a die-hard SWAT student because from my first work and travel, I've been going with SWAT. I've never had a problem yet. What I would say is that every time, like for the first time that you're going on work and travel, it's going to be nerve-wracking because you want to know what is the next process, especially if you don't hear anything. I just want to tell you it's going to take some time. Just remember that they deal with like a lot of students each and every year. So on my first work and travel, I went to Iowa, and my primary job was housekeeping, and then my second job was I was working at McDonald's. Both jobs, they gave me different perspective as to how to work with others because you're working with people from different places. My primary job, I didn't have anyone that is outside of America. Only three Jamaican girls was in my housing, and then at the second job, that's where I met like persons from Dominica and Romania, and those persons, it was pretty cool. At first, it was rough because language barriers and stuff like that. But as you get along, I don't know, as you go along with the process, like at work, you like know how to adapt in the environment, as well as guys, never be late. Like Americans, they take their time very serious. Like never be late. I've never been late once. And on this on this work and travel, my last work and travel, I went to Nags Head. If you watch the Outer Banks, you know that it is like an island by itself. So it's like it has is the beach mart. So the beach mart is the company, but it has like a company that named Super Wings that is a retail. So we sell like souvenirs and stuff like that to customers, and I was working as a cashier. It was really hard at first because you have to sign up for hours and you have to sign up for hours, and it was really hard to adapt because in Jamaica you get to sit down if you're working because most jobs are like in the office. But as you go along, you realize that it will get easier and easier, especially if you like talk to the customers and be pleasant every morning. Just I know sometimes it's going to be very annoying because guess what? They're going to ask you the same thing over and over, but you just have to be calm and just be pleasant with them because they will tell you a lot. One thing about Americans, they will tell you their business and you will like have jokes and stuff. And secondly, you have to budget. You have to know like especially if you like got money from persons in order to come on the program, make sure you work that money first before you do anything else. And then remember, it's a cultural experience and not really a money making experience. So even if you don't make the money on your first try, just remember that you're there just for the experience, and don't like misery up yourself and get depressed and stuff like that. And never disrespect them as well. They don't take disrespect very lightly. So it's a thing that you can like enjoy yourself. Trust me, you will enjoy yourself. As well as remember to bring your seasonings, like if you're going over there, because trust me, them don't have seasoning, especially if you're going in the countryside, and always go to the countryside and bring your snacks as well if you know that you're someone that is a picky eater and stuff. So yeah, heavy on the seasoning. Yeah, you're gonna need those. So yeah, as I said, budget yourself and just enjoy the summer. Truly, that's all you need to do. And I like to tell you know, Miss Monica Shanege, everyone will be at your side if you need anything. And remember your sponsors, you should always contact them if you have any problem. I'm not sure. I see a question asking any idea about Wisconsin. No, I've never been to Wisconsin, nor I have a friend that went to Wisconsin, so I'm not sure about those. But anywhere you're going, just remember to research like what's the weather like, because when I went to North Carolina and Iowa in May, the place was very cold, and then it got really warm. So you have to prepare yourself, like bring your vitamins and have your asthma pump and stuff like that. If you know that you're someone that has like sickness, but yeah, it's a good experience, guys, and don't give up. And oh yeah, on my first, someone said, "Who was your sponsor?" So I went with Spirit first and then CHI, and I never have a problem. Like if um if it was something I was unclear about, I will contact them. And CHI sponsors, they make the best in order to like they check up on you, because Miss Wendy, who was my CHI sponsor overseas, every time she will come and visit that section, and not just North Carolina, but other places as well, just to make sure that you're comfortable and enjoying yourself and not just working nonstop. But yeah, that's it. And if you guys have any more questions, I'll be in the chat.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Right. So if anyone has a question that you want to ask Monifa,
There is one.
hello?
There is one in the chat by Kayla.
All right. So go ahead and respond, Monifa. What's the question?
Bye, Kay. Oh, how many hours did you get from both jobs? All right. For my first time in Iowa, when I was working at the hotel, I got a minimum of 35 hours. And then when I was in North Carolina, I didn't need any second job because I got a minimum of 70 hours. So it just depends on which job that you like you go to. As I said, before you go to a job, research. Do your research. That's as we said. Do your research, and if you know anyone that goes on the program, let them let you know, like especially in the area that you want to go. And guys, don't look out for like places like New Jersey and Atlanta, like cities, like places. Like explore different places as well, because trust me, you will love it. Probably be far, but you will love it, because there are some really nice persons that you can connect with, because I've met some wonderful persons so far.
Awesome. All right. I can take one more question from Monifa that should be in the chat.
Two more are there. I think from Pixel and Dawn.
Yes, per week. Per week. And both jobs for payments, some of them is like for my last job, I got paid every week, and then my first work and travel, I got paid every 2 weeks. It just depends on your job. But guys, as I said, don't focus on the money. Although we want the money, just don't focus on the money only, because it's going to be very depressing. But if you know that you went on the program with like loans and stuff, just get that out the way first, because trust me, that's going to be the peak of season. So when you spread off the money and then start thinking about like things that you need to buy or money that you owe, that's when ours probably would be less. So yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, money for the whole thing about loans. Nothing is wrong with you guys taking loans, but try and see if you can make your first option not be loans, but to seek sponsorship, right? Remember that with sponsorship, you're not paying back what is being sponsored. So for example, my niece might come to me and say, Auntie, I want to go on the program. Are you able to assist me with the program fee? Right? And maybe the aunt is not able to fund the entire program fee, but maybe the aunt could give you the first down payment, the $500. And then maybe you can approach another relative to give you another $100 or $200. Now, all of these monies that you're collecting from relatives, you're not paying them back. They're just giving you this money because they want to assist you in making sure that you get to go on the program. So, it happens. So sit down and do a list, right, of possible family members. Start with your family first. Persons that you can approach who might be able to assist. You might be thinking that, no, them not going to send me the money because my mother tell me that uncle they mean and whatever. But still, sometimes you have to take the little thing out of your eye and you reach out, right? So I would start with family members first. And then I would think about, okay, if I'm a part of a church, I would think about who at the church could probably sponsor me as well. You understand? You could probably even do an event through the church. Maybe have a cake sale. I remember I always tell students about this one particular participant who, that girl, she's in Japan now working. And I remember that student, you could see that she was from a humble background. Her mother was a vendor. And her mother used to come on campus and sell on Thursdays when them used to have the parties over by student union where our office is. So it's true story, may I tell you now. And the mother, it wasn't she alone. She had siblings as well, but all of them were really bright, right? And she basically funded her way through school by working on campus. She was a US student. She did a fish fry. She walked around and she sold sweetie. Some Friday she was selling cupcakes where she buy from Price Mart and muffins. And every time she had an activity, like she would come and she would sell tickets. She would say, Miss Monica, you can patronize me. And next month I'm a fish fry now. And as much as me is not a fish person, I still patronize her. You understand? Because I love people who try. So she tried every little thing to raise funds. And some of you might sit down and say, how much money she gonna make out of fish fry? So, but you can't start your journey by being negative. You have to start from somewhere. If you can get a little money for buy just a few fishes for do a little fish fry, say a few people do it. You might not can do it on a large scale, but you will be surprised. If you do your thing properly, get a good chef, you might be surprised what the turnaround is. If you go and you do your little muffin sale, you might be surprised how much people in your class buy muffin. Because trust me, sometimes they're hungry and you have the muffin, you sell them in between classes. Be creative. If you are very active in your community, reach out to the MP. I've seen students come to me for letters to address to their MP asking for donations. But the letter from us is to verify that they've registered with us and they are in fact going on the program. So I would prepare letters like that to say, yes, this student is a registered student of SWAT and he has applied to do the program and these are the fees entailed and so forth. So you can do that. Send out letters. If you're doing well in school, send out your letters. You may never know who is going to see your letters. Send out your letters to different businesses. Una have family will work at Digicel. Una have family will work at Flow. Una have family will work at JPS. Una must have a family member that work with an organization that has an HR department that una can address a letter to. And if I were you, what I would do, if I'm doing well in school, if it's my first year and I did well in my A-levels and my CAPE and whatever, I am copying all of those results and I'm stapling it to the letter. And I'm going to send it in so that them can see there's a bright person this who come from humble beginnings and just want a start in life. Send out your letters to key places asking for donation. They may not be able to pay your full program fee, but every mickle make a muckle. So start there first with sponsorships. And then if you're unable to get everything in sponsorship, the balance, you can always try to get a loan that you will have to go pay back with interest. But I find that the students that do much better on the program are the ones that don't start out in debt and don't start out with this heavy burden on their heads that once they go over there, they have to start fending for themselves and paying back this loan. All right, so that is my my recommendation to you guys. Okay, thank you so much, Monifa. I really appreciate the time that you took to share with our students, and I'm sure that they benefited from your presentation.